Hello, darlings. I'm tuning in to you from the beautiful California in Santa Cruz, actually where I'm from. Look at what I'm wearing. I would never wear this in public in Paris. Well, that's a lie. I did the first time I ever went to Paris, but that's because my American ass didn't know better. Anyway. So, I just wanted to come on here and share some musings. Oh, there we go. Share some musings because it's been really interesting being back in Santa Cruz. So I'm actually I live in Paris full time now in Europe as an expat, a digital nomad. I have a long-term visa there that I'm working on getting my European passport, and these are things that I didn't even know were on the option or the trajectory or the forefront of what I could do with my life. And so much started opening up for me when I started to actually ask myself, how are these freaking motherfuckers learning how to make money online? Period. I know that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors online, and I just am always wanting to be here, be the open book, be the transparent person that just really shows what it takes. And I have been doing high ticket affiliate marketing for 6.5 years. I started when I was living on a bus. I was overweight at the tail end of an 18-year eating disorder. I emancipated from foster youth when I was 17. I didn't have parents to fall back on. I literally went on government money and financial aid to go into college, but I just felt so off being in college. I remember just falling asleep in all of my classes, and it was actually until I moved here in Santa Cruz. There was a transitional housing program that I was in through a nonprofit organization that helped foster youth enter into the adult world and have a bit of a transition. I'm so grateful for that at that time. And they still were really doing their best to teach people how to stay in the system. I had to work a full-time job or go to school full-time or go part-time in the school and part-time in work to be able to continue using this transitional housing program that was for foster youth that were transitioning into the adult world. And I chose to go to Santa Cruz at the time, and I'm so grateful that I did, because that's where I really got introduced to. I started going to Burning Man. I met a bunch of Santa Cruz is fucking weird, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I started fire dancing with the hippies on the ocean, and I was going to college here, and there was just such a cognitive dissonance of, I'm going to go to school and do the thing, but suddenly I was being introduced to such a different, free-spirited, freeloading really at the time, anyway, way of life, that I was like, okay, I'm going to continue and go to the school thing. But a drunk driver hit my car when it was in a parking lot, and sometimes things happen where you think, oh no, everything is going wrong, but actually it just gives you a big turning point of something that you can actually choose different. And at the time, I was 19 years old, and the insurance company gave me a settlement of $9,000. I had never seen that many zeros in my bank account in my entire life. I was about to sign over my next decade of life into medical school to become a doctor, and I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to travel until I actually graduate from medical school. So I'm going to take some of this money and I'm going to go on a trip. And I went to Costa Rica for 5 weeks. I totally turned off my phone, and people thought I died. And anyway, I disappeared. And when I came back, I got kicked out of the housing program because I got fired from my job. I decided I did not want to go to school. And I was like, you know what? I would rather, yes, there was the government handing me the opportunity to have housing and not having parents to fall back on because I grew up in foster care. I was like, dude, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to choose that. And I'm so grateful that I did, because I had an option back then to be continue relying on the system to kind of give me that sense of security, or learn how to create that security in myself. And I did that over and over and over again, and it led me to the craziest times. Excuse me, I'm having some champagne over here in the garden. Anyway, all that to fast forward is I I just did everything that I could to get resourceful and try to figure it out and get into survival in this kind of paradigm where I was making art. I was doing massage, and I didn't even have a massage license, okay? Like, I was doing energy work. I was doing hair extensions, airbrush tattoo. I remember getting all these things and being like, oh, this is, how can I turn this into another way that I can make some money? And I just knew digital marketing was going to be the way, and I had a lot of resistances to it. And I think at the time I really was thinking that it was going to be really technical, like tech heavy. I thought it was going to be very mundane. Like, I thought it was going to really strip my creativity and my sense of expression and, inner liberation of self, until I found automated high-ticket affiliate marketing. And right now I'm just like looking at this promo that's happening in June. I'll tell you this in a second, but literally, like, I won't go into it too much right now, but literally your first sale can be up to $5,000 and your first 5 sales can be up to $25,000. Meanwhile, I'm back in this place where I started my affiliate marketing journey just before COVID hit, and I've not been to this town in 7 years. Well, six and a half years. And every single person I have talked to has been saying, it's really hard. It's really hard in this economy. I just got my master's and such, and it's still not really feeling like it's going to be enough, like working with clients after all is said and done. And they're like, I really need to find a side hustle. They watch me. Someone told me yesterday, she said, I'm really proud of you of what you created, because I remember when you were sleeping on the beach and hanging out and bumming out on Westcliff in your van. And they were like, I don't know anybody that's really exceeded with their career that way. And that line actually struck me, because I was like, wow, to me, I entered into a community of digital marketing where I saw people, even though I didn't know them personally. I got connected with people in Australia, in the UK, in Europe, and all these parts of the world. I didn't physically know them, but I listened to their stories. I got on their free trainings. I learned what they did. I saw what was possible. I heard their backgrounds, and I was like, I want that. And then I ended up partnering, and now, like, I've met a lot of these people in person, and it does feel like my new normal now that I actually know these kinds of people, and I collaborate with these people, and I connect with these people. And I'm just like seeing how a lot of people are really struggling on the back end, not really knowing a way out. And it's really interesting to be in a place where I was looking at where I used to sleep on the street, and then looking at where I used to even like go pee in the middle of the night, and just seeing like the energy that was there. And they were like dancing and being all free spirited, playing their hippie drums and stuff. And I was like, but that's not freedom. It's not freedom. And I'm not saying that money is the only thing that has you free, but like, dude, you can be free spirited and have location freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, and be able to actually have choice. Because there is so much in the States after being gone for so many years that, like, I'm really seeing people are feeling extra contracted, that they don't have choice. And the interesting thing is, I've been talking about how we are literally in like a digital era gold rush. You know how like in the past where there was a gold rush, like an actual gold rush, like and people were like, I'm gonna go get my pickaxes, and they went and go and did the work. Some people were like, yeah, whatever, it'll pass. They didn't get the gold, but some people did, and they banked on it and changed their whole trajectory of everything in their family forever, right? And like right now, we're in a similar thing, but it's in the digital era where there's people like myself and many, many other people that are like, oh my God, there's people that are making money online. There's people that are creating this freedom. There's people that are creating exponential wealth, uncapped income, limitless potential out there, and they go after it. Yet then there's also some people that are just like, yeah, right, I don't know, it's a pyramid scheme, like, it's a scam, I don't know, like, whatever it is, right? Sorry, y'all, but you are going to miss the gold rush, just like those motherfuckers that missed the gold rush back in the day where it was like the physical gold rush. And I know that sometimes people, I think that one of the biggest things actually that I hear from people is like, they're like, well, you're really good, it really suits you because you have a presence on social media and you know how to, you know, do that thing on social media. And I'm like, I learned how to do that thing on social media. I was so willing to, you know, I fell asleep to sales trainings when I first started my business. I may or may not do that sometimes. Still. Not a lot. Very rarely. But anyway, point being, I was fucking committed because I knew, just like when I learned how to ride a bike, or just like when I learned how to, well, I don't know, talk, when I learned how to write my name in school, when I learned how to read, when I learned how to, whatever it is, it's like drive. We do it like autopilot, right? And one of the most healing, transformative things have happened through visibility, because that feeling right there where you're like, if you choose to be in comparison about where you're at to somebody else's journey, and you choose that to not feel good about yourself and like just kind of push you further in your shit, that is your choice. That is 1000% your choice. 96+% of people who have created success of any kind in their life, it had nothing to do with their circumstances. It had nothing to do with what country they lived in, their gender, or their race, or anything like this. It actually just literally was them deciding that they were going to do something different with the cards that they were dealt. We can't change the cards that we were dealt, right? Like, I can't change the fact that I didn't have parents growing up. I can't change the fact that I grew up in foster care. I can't change the fact I grew up in a place where there was a lot of drug problems and a lot of scarcity and not a lot of options. I can't change that. But there was like this tunnel vision thing in where I grew up that nobody got out unless they clawed their way out. And I was like, well, I'm gonna be one of the people that claws their way out. My best friend growing up when I was little, I was like, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up. My teachers were like, maybe Saber, you need to be a little realistic. I'm like, I don't know, they're probably going to be able to do that later. Like, that's the shit I said. My best friend growing up, she said, I want to be a bagger at Safeway down the street. And that's all good. There's no right or wrong. But the thing is like, I chose so differently. And so did she. Bless her heart, you know. She didn't move from where she's at. I won't even go into it. But anyway, point being, there was like there were two differences on how two little girls grew up in a town where nobody got out, right? Most of the people that I grew up in Lake County. So seriously, look up Lake County. Look up particularly Clear Lake. If you know, you know. Like, Clear Lake is very small, very poor. There's a lot of homeless. There's a lot of tweakers, big drug problem. Lots of, you know, trailer parks, and yeah, that's where I grew up. And all the people that I remember growing up, they either got addicted to drugs, had kids way too early, and became, you know, single and struggling and repeating the cycle, died, got in abusive relationships, or all of the above. All of the above. And I just don't believe in fucking statistics, because I believe that you can look at a statistic and think, oh, like somebody said to me today, she was like, well, I don't know if this industry is good, right for me, like this kind of business model, because most people don't succeed. I'm like, are we going to continue to like perpetuate this narrative that most people are not winning in life? Or are we going to actually decide to fucking change that narrative? Because I'm sorry, it starts with us. Statistics are there to just validate shit that honestly I just don't fucking agree with it. Because, you know, statistically they even say kids that grew up in foster care or went through like the physical, emotional, sexual abuse that I did, that they continue that, right? Hurt people. But and I did hurt a lot of people. Like, I'm not gonna say that I just came out like an angel. I definitely had to go through my lessons, but there were lessons that each and every single time that I ran through a challenge and I had an opportunity, right? Every single day we have an opportunity to repeat that cycle or choose a different route. And I just continue to choose that different route. And that's why I created the life that I'm creating. And it's not perfect. Like, I'm actually not where I really desire to be, because it's not that I'm unhappy or ungrateful for it. It's because I'm blissfully dissatisfied. And that is the thing that's very interesting to witness here in Santa Cruz, is like, people are, what would you say this? Because I'm saying blissfully dissatisfied, meaning you're very grateful for where you're at and you're fucking hungry for what's to come, yeah? But I kind of feel like what I'm witnessing is they're dissatisfied, yet they're choosing to be blissful in their dissatisfaction, just being like, this is just how it is. And that is dangerous. That, the comfort zone, like, I feel that, and I remember how that felt. And I could feel it so viscerally because I went away from this community for so long, and now that I'm back, just until Tuesday, I didn't move back, I'm coming back to Paris, but now that I'm back and I just kind of touched in a little bit, I was like, wow. So I'm just so grateful that every person that comes across, you know, people like me that are making money online, that are not, that are not AI, let's say. They're like, wow, you're like the real thing. You're like a real person, and you're actually showing me that it's possible. I'm fucking so grateful to be that, because I can tell you that I genuinely can tell you, hand on heart, it actually doesn't fucking matter where you're at or where you come from. What matters is what you decide to do from here on out. I've even had some major challenges, like, after even starting my business. Like, my first year was a huge learning curve, and I definitely have had, you know, times where I started having really big months, and then times where I've had zero, and then I was like, wait a second, I was planning on it going this way, and then I got myself in holes that I had to learn more lessons from. But every single time, it's like, I don't collapse with that. I look at that and I go, all right, baby, like, we've survived deeper shit, we can survive this. And I'm always excited for what's on the other side of it, because truly what's always on the other side of that contraction, if you're willing to actually believe that there's a way out and you're willing to ride it out, there's another version of you that's like the 2.0 or the 3.0 or whatever, how many cycles we go through it, right? And it's so fucking cool. But it really does start with having the right way to make money online. And so that goes all for me to tell you about what's happening in June. My bubbles are gone. So for the month of June, okay, the company that I partnered with, their anniversary is 52 years this year. Okay, that's 5 flipping decades. And they are celebrating by basically, so I'm doing a video about it where I actually break this down, like the actual opportunity and the numbers, but I'm going to tell you in layman's terms. Like, when I first started, my first sale was about $2,000 with the particular way that I started 6.5 years ago. Right now, there are different ways that you can start where you're able to earn anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 from your very first sale. And this is done with an automated system. And then, if this wasn't even, this is on my webinars, I usually talk about how your first 5 sales can be up to $15,000. Right now, for people starting in June, because of these numbers being drastically up, and you just go and up and up and up from there, even from where you start, you're able to earn up to $25,000 plus from your very first 5 sales. And that is like, I'm just blown away, because for me, it took me 15 months to have my first $25,000 month. And even that was like, I was so fucking grateful for that. Like, that was, I used to work so hard to make that kind of money. And when that happened, I was like, this is fucking it. But for right now, like, I am just blown away. If you have been watching and you've been really wanting to know what it is that I do online and wanting to actually learn how to plug in and make this happen for you, You could do this whether you're currently working a job right now, whether you've got kids right now, no matter if you're traveling or you're not traveling. If you feel like your life is boring or whatever this is, you literally can actually turn what you're passionate about, what you love to talk about, into a brand that actually pays you substantially, that can pay you eventually for life and even generational wealth. And I can't stress enough how June is just the best time to start, because June, for my witches out there, June is actually traditionally known as the month of prosperity. It resonates with the planet Jupiter, which is very much around abundance and opportunity. You know, it's when we have the summer solstice. It's when we start getting into visibility and expansion. The things that we desire start to really come into full fruition. Baby girl, I'm telling you, like, this is fucking huge. I'm doing a Q&A 1 p.m. PST on Monday with another woman who I mentor. She's very different from me, and I think that it's actually really great for you to see us work together, because she's actually a woman in her 50s. She lives in Oregon. She's a total tree-loving hippie, medical Qigong practitioner, and Chinese medicine holistic naturopath. And yeah, she partnered with me a few years back, and we're going to be talking about this particular bonus that's happening and just answering any burning questions for any comments, clarity, concerns y'all may have about this. There's a free masterclass that I did. It's called In Transit. That's what you want to watch first, because it's for the women who are really in that transitionatory space in their life, but you're like done being in the in-between. You're done being in the void. You're done being in that space of like, I'm almost going to expand into my next level. But if you know that the way that you're making money, just kind of you keep hitting a ceiling, and you kind of keep having to start over month after month, and whatever you're earning kind of just keeps going back into what you're building, there is another way. And honestly, affiliate marketing, for a lot of people, they think, well, I can't do that because I want to do my art, or I want to do my purpose work, or I want to continue doing the business and the path and the projects that I'm doing. I want you to know that there is a way that you can do digital marketing whilst still doing and being in your creativity, in your purpose, in your passions, but it's just being open to it looking different and in a new way. Because honestly, I talked to too many people, myself included, this was where I was, feeling really fucking burnt out from trading time for money and being in this linear income, relying on gigs, relying on clients, relying on, you know, just selling a thing and having it being transactional. So in the In Transit Masterclass, you could drop In Transit in the comments to access this. This is a free masterclass where it really introduces how this works. We talk about how to go from transactional to generational with what you love to do. So that's the first class you want to watch before Monday in our Q&A that we have that's talking about this bonus. And yeah, just overall, like, I really desire for people who know that they're meant for more, they know that they want more, to know that you can go and actually get it and claim it, you know? Like, okay, yes, I am a unicorn, but so are you. That's the thing. That's my motherfucking point. It's like, if you see someone like me or whoever the fuck you admire online and you're like, yeah, but they can do that because they're charismatic, or they can do that because they're confident, they can do that because they're extroverted, they can do that because they have a social media presence. You have to remember, oftentimes you're looking at people who are much further in their journey than where you are right now. And they just started from exactly where they were. I started when I was living in a bus. I literally have this video. It's really funny, actually, where I put this tripod up. I turned on the light. It was dark, obviously, because I had this ring light on, and it kept falling. I was like, hey, everybody, and it just kept falling, and my roots were all grown out. I don't even know what was going on with my hair at the time, and I just, whatever. Like, I look at that, and I'm like, oh my God. I have so much compassion and so much gratitude for that version of me that just was like, take me or leave me. And fuck, I'm still like that. I'm in a rhinestone bikini. In fact, it's fucking hot now. There we go. My nipples hanging out. In fact, I live that way, okay? Because it's liberation. I'm not even shaving my armpits anymore. Again. I decided not to, because I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I feel like the only reason why I even started shaving my armpits again was because I moved to Paris, and I was like, oh, I want to be more chic. And sure, okay, maybe I might want to be more chic at some point. But you know what? I always like to come on with no makeup, no armpits shaved once in a while, to just remind myself that, like, I am okay to be who I am fully and unapologetically. And when you really take up space in that, it doesn't fucking matter what Karen thinks about what you say online or how cringe you are sharing about an online business, you know? Like, it doesn't matter what your Aunt Linda says when she says, oh, you joined a pyramid scheme, when your Aunt Linda fucking hates her life and is barely living off of her pension. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if where you're at right now, you're like, fuck, I feel like a fraud because where I'm at, who am I to just tell people that there's a way to make money when I'm fucking dead broke? Everybody starts affiliate marketing, digital marketing with no motherfucking sales, okay? It's like literally about reminding, like telling people I'm being the lighthouse, being the way shower, being like, holy fucking shit, y'all. I found options. This is why I'm moving towards these options. And the people who resonate with those options and that version of your why, they come with you. They come with you. They don't join you and partner with you or buy from you or become your client or teammate or whatever, even if we're going into other model examples, because you're picture perfect. They actually love you and partner with you because they see you and they're like, I see myself in you in some way, shape, or form. And especially in the wave of AI and everything, like, we need to have more people who are just really okay with being who they truly are and being the permission slip for people. And then guess what? Anyone that hates on you, ain't nobody got time to hate on you that's actually doing good in their life, okay? I don't know if y'all noticed, but every troll ever, they're usually really ugly. Seriously. It's just like the more trolls you get, it's like, welcome trolls, welcome, come over here, come and watch my glow up. And then they're going to ask you, hey, what do you do? How did you make that happen? I've had that. So I think that's my musings. I had a little bit of a gift. I don't normally drink alcohol just on the fly, but I had a gift basket of where I'm staying right now, and it came with some champagne. I was like, that's really nice. The bubbles are gone. Thank you for enjoying this conversation and this musing. And yeah, drop in transit if you're like, bitch, I'm ready to watch this masterclass. It's available. I forgot to mention that. It's available until Wednesday. We are taking it down. Why do we take it down? Well, ultimately, I really am only here for people that are like in that space of, in that season of building and showing up and following through. Because that's honestly what this business takes. It takes being adaptable. It takes getting out of your comfort zone. It takes, you know, prioritizing it and making shit happen. And I am just at this point in my life where I'm like, I don't need to bring on someone who is all talk and they say all these things that they want to do, but they don't have the follow through. So I have a pretty tight-knit container, even though, you know, it's a free masterclass. Like, if you just put it out there for anyone to watch whenever, however, that's not the kind of standard that I desire to set for women who are coming in and starting something that's really changing their life. Because, you know, it's not easy, and it really does start with a standard of how you hold yourself to do the things that you say you desire to do. So that's all. It's not because I hate you. Yet. I'm just kidding. Who knows? You might hate me. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for listening. Drop in transit for the masterclass. Drop Q&A if you have watched one of my masterclasses and you're like, I need to understand this promotion that you're talking about, my dear. is I'm also opening up 2 spaces for women who I am mentoring who are starting their business new. And by the way, if you already are in Enagic, I am opening up one-on-one space. I forgot to mention that. Maybe I'm just going to share it here and there, because literally I'm like, I just feel called to share with one more person outside of my particular team some of these epic ways of just being fully unapologetic around who you are and allowing yourself to do this business in a way that really feels juicy and really feels like you. So that's what I have to say, mon chéri. Oh, champagne's nice. I just want to keep talking. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Where's my friend? My friend, she late. She's very late. Okay, bye. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.